Here's more wrestling news for September 28, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include: AEW announces proof of vaccination policy for Dynamite this week, AEW Full Gear location announced, is Sheamus or Damian Priest leaving WWE Raw, warrant issued for former WWE and TNA wrestler, the Raw Tag Team title feud gets brushed aside again, Roman Reigns edges out Brock Lesnar in Crown Jewel betting odds, Seth Rollins reveals when his WWE contract expires, Keith Lee returns to WWE Raw, debuts new name and character, transgender fan was allegedly assaulted at a wrestling event, and more. We are kicking off with AEW, and this week's Dynamite will roll through Rochester, New York, with a stacked show already announced. Tomorrow night, AEW TNT champion Miro will defend his title against Sammy Guevara, but fans won't get to watch the match in person unless they're vaccinated. In a statement, AEW confirmed that proof of vaccination will be required to see Dynamite live this week, and anyone who is unvaccinated or refuses to show proof will be turned away and refunded. Fans 12 and older who are vaccinated will not be required to wear a mask, but mask wearing remains strongly encouraged. Fans under 12 who are ineligible for the vaccine must wear their mask during the show. We'll have to see if AEW continues the trend of requiring vaccinations for fans entering events, as they're certainly following the local requirements in Rochester this week. AEW's next major pay-per-view will be Full Gear, which has had its location confirmed. This week, AEW confirmed that the show will be coming to the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it will be on November 13th. It had originally been set for November 6th, but AEW delayed the show a week to avoid clashing with the UFC 268 pay-per-view. Tickets for Full Gear go on sale this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and with AEW World Champion Kenny Omega vs. Bryan Danielson expected to headline, this time with the title on the line, we expect tickets will sell out almost immediately later this week. Over to Raw as US Champion Damian Priest continued his trend of incredible matches last night, defeating Sheamus in a no disqualification title match. Ironically, there were more stipulations on Raw than at Extreme Rules, and this match wasn't just entertaining, but marked the end of Priest's feud with the Celtic Warrior. If the Archer of Infamy keeps going at this rate, he could have the best US title reign since John Cena in 2015. And with their feud ending just days before the draft, it seems guaranteed one of the men will move to SmackDown. If Priest moves to SmackDown, then it's almost guaranteed Intercontinental Champion King Nakamura will move to Raw in what'd be his first time on the Red brand in his career. As for Sheamus, he's been comfortable on the Red brand since moving last year, and with Priest a rising star, it wouldn't surprise anyone to see the US champ take his momentum to Friday nights. If you were watching TNA from 2008 to 2009, you may remember Raka Khan, who was also signed to WWE on a developmental contract in the years prior. Now Khan, who wrestled for WWE as Tranisha Biggers, has become the subject of a warrant according to court records, and this arrest comes ahead of her scheduled trial on October 4th. That trial will be on the custody of her children and facilitating an aggravated kidnapping, and will take place in El Paso, Texas. Her trial has already been delayed many times given the past year, and there's a bench warrant for the former WWE/TNA talent, which is issued when one is absent from an older hearing of their cases. This arrest warrant for Khan was listed on Thursday, September 23rd, but there's also another motion under her name for October 12th, but it's unconfirmed what that one is for. After a year of delays, Khan will have her day in court next week, and we'll keep following this story for any further updates. This year, the Raw Tag Team titles have been held by the likes of RK Bro and AJ Styles and Omos, but there's not been much creative direction for either team. In fact, WWE seems to have more plans for teams who don't have championship gold than those that do, and this trend continued on last night's Raw, in which Randy Orton was noticeably absent. Without the Viper by his side, Riddle faced the always entertaining AJ Styles, and once more, Styles and Riddle delivered an instant classic. The match ended with a brutal finish as Styles delivered the dangerous and rarely used Burning Hammer, a move made famous by Kenta Kobashi. One Styles clash later, the match was over, and Omos delivered a post-match assault on the original Bro, indicating that their SummerSlam feud is far from over. Sure, we're confident that another match between the two teams will be entertaining, but it definitely feels like it's time for a new challenge for RK Bro. At SummerSlam 2021, Brock Lesnar made his return to WWE and wasted no time in confronting Universal Champion Roman Reigns. It wasn't long after that WWE announced the longtime rivals will face off once more, this time at Crown Jewel. And with Reigns defeating Finn Balor at Extreme Rules, we now know the Universal title will be on the line. BetOnline has released their odds for the highly anticipated bout, which say Reigns is the favorite to win the match. But with Lesnar very close in the odds to the Tribal Chief, this could go either way. After over a year, Brock Lesnar is perhaps the most viable threat to Reigns' championship tenure, and although the Tribal Chief is the favorite to retain, it's by no means a clear decision. Seth Rollins is one of the most decorated stars in recent memory, being both the first NXT champion and capturing the main roster Grand Slam. A staple of the main roster since Survivor Series 2012, Rollins shows no sign of slowing down, but we now know when his current deal expires with WWE. Speaking on the Broken Skull sessions, Rollins explained how his life has changed now that he's a father, and that his daughter Rue takes precedence. He says, "Life is starting to get a lot bigger when you got a little baby girl, and when my contract is up, she'll be about 3 or 4 and ready to go into school and do stuff. We'll see. If it all ended tomorrow, I'd be pretty satisfied with the things I've accomplished and the contributions I've made to the business." Given that Rue was born last December and is nearly 1 already, that means that Rollins' current deal expires in 2 to 3 years, either 2023 or 2024. It's hard to imagine Rollins leaving WWE, but we used to say the same about Daniel Bryan, and we'd be surprised if AEW didn't at least make Seth a lucrative offer in a few years' time. Back to Raw now, as after months of dark matches in WWE trying to figure out what's next for him, Keith Lee made his return to television last night. After Akira Tozawa failed to regain the 24/7 championship from Reggie, he laid out an open challenge, which was answered by Lee. Lee's name graphic also confirmed that he's going by Keith Bearcat Lee, an homage to Bearcat Wright, a pioneering black wrestler who'd competed in the mid-20th century. Throughout the match, commentary made it clear that Lee's name was Bearcat now, and the Limitless One also had it written across the back of his wrestling tights. After months off TV, it was good to see Lee back on Raw, but we'll have to see if WWE can finally capitalize on the charisma and athleticism of the man who was challenging for the WWE Championship at the start of this year. We've got some PWG news next, as the company had a packed show last weekend in Los Angeles, which sadly was ruined by the action of some fans. During the Three Mendes event, a transgender fan was allegedly assaulted in the bathroom of the Globe Theater, and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla has now commented on the matter. In a series of tweets with the comments disabled, PWG made it clear that they do not condone the assault and are doing what they can to make sure it doesn't happen again. They said, "We're aware of the incident that was reported on Twitter last night during Tremendous 6. Upon learning of the event, we immediately contacted the security and management of the Globe Theater, who investigated throughout the remainder of the night. No report was made to Globe or PWG staff or management last night. However, we are in contact with the victim and working closely with the Globe to address the situation. PWG is committed to being a safe, inclusive environment for all fans. We abhor and will not tolerate physical violence at our events." This is a heartbreaking story to hear, as everyone should be allowed to enjoy professional wrestling, and we can only hope something like this never happens again in PWG or any other promotion. And we're ending today with Roman Reigns, who retained at Extreme Rules thanks to a broken ring rope, but he also extended an impressive record that has been the case throughout all of 2021. Although Reigns has lost a total 15 matches this year, those losses have come in tag team matches, and WrestleVotes has pointed out that the Tribal Chief is yet to be pinned this year. In fact, Reigns' last pinfall loss came at TLC 2019, where he was pinned by Baron Corbin after an end of days in what was an upset finish to their TLC match. Today is day 394 of Reigns' tenure as Universal Champion and day 653 since he was last pinned, and only time will tell if Brock Lesnar can do what no one else has done in a very long time when they face off at Crown Jewel. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.